Alright guys, and we're back here with an extra guest. It's gonna be our guy Glitchy. How's it going, Glitchy?
Hello. It's going well. Really well. Sorry if I'm a bit loopy. I'm still waking up.
That's alright.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Yeah, we finished our first part of the podcast a little bit, which is basically just talking about foods that shouldn't be on the food pyramid. And
I missed the best part.
you missed a good part, but it'll be on YouTube, don't worry.
Oh, thank God.
And then we still have Barbarian Relic, who is getting tired by the minute, so we gotta finish this up as much as we can. And then we have
I'm good.
your lady,
Don't worry about me.
that Darth. She's awesome. She's participating the much as she can. She's awesome. All you are awesome. All you all the beautiful people. But the next question we had on the list.
Awesome.
Hard pause.
I thought my computer froze. I'm sorry. I was like, wait, hold up.
The next question we had that came from, we'll go with Darth, would be the top horror video game, and what was your favorite moment of that video game? And we'll have you start.
You'll have me start? Okay. Oh, jeez. All right. So, honestly, I haven't played that many.
Lies.
Horror
That's
games.
okay.
I played a couple, but I haven't played a lot.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Excuse me. I would have to say I really did enjoy Silent Hill 1. That one was incredible.
The
That was
original
my
Silent Hill
introduction.
game was very nice. I
Yes,
agree with you.
yes, and it was my introduction. I'm playing the second one currently, on and off, but I am playing the second one currently, and this is my first time going through them. But there was that. I also have it. I think it's a clip or highlight on my on my Twitch where there's this part where you finally enter the other realm. I don't know what it's even called, honestly. Damn, I like that your backlights just matched right there. They were both red. That was awesome.
Yes, for all our
Um,
Well, we're
listeners,
talking
the
about
backlights
horror,
just
so
matched.
look at that. Look at that. Oh, geez. Okay. I feel like I need backlighting. But,
I need a camera at all.
right?
no,
Oh, man.
that's for another time. We can't
But there
reveal
was,
the face just yet.
yeah, not yet. Too perfect.
Mm.
Um, but there's this part in it where you finally enter the other realm and there's this locker that's rattling. And once you go to it, it's empty.
Oh.
And it freaked me out so much. I was like ready to jump. I was like, and I was like, oh, wait, hold up. And then I'm like, oh, okay, that's really disconcerting. It really scared me. I'm like, it freaks me out even more that there was nothing in there. And then I
The
start walking
unknown.
away, and there's a freaking jump scare. There's a freaking jump scare, and it freaking got me. And this game
Jeez.
is years and years and years old, but
Do
oh
you have
my
any
gosh,
nightmares?
it was so good. They did it such a good job on it. Oh my gosh. Yes, that game stands out in my mind. Other than Phasmophobia, I really, really love Phasmophobia right
Ugh.
now. So good. As long as you're playing it with the right people, at least. But
So
it's
not
such a good
Glitchy
game.
then, where he's in the background.
You're
I'm gonna
welcome.
get you.
Oh, man.
Barbarian right
But
then.
yeah,
Oh,
Barbarian's like, come get me, boy, come get me, please.
I know. We're
I'm
gonna
yours.
go
Yeah.
ahead and sing some Bon Jovi to the ghost again.
Oh yeah, it was my bad.
Oh, yeah, that never goes wrong.
Fun fact:
Never.
most ghosts do not like Bon Jovi. That way, you can identify them better.
Oh, God.
Exactly. There
Can
you
confirm.
go.
Can confirm Easter eggs.
So-
My favorite horror game is a little bit of a two-parter, and that's why it scared me so much, and it still scars me to this day. When I was very young, I saw this Saturday Saturday Night Live skit
Yes.
about people using the laundry detergent Snuggle, and then the teddy bear that was Snuggle
Oh, yes.
come to life and then kill everybody.
What?
And when I was very young, I saw that, and it scared me so bad that I hid in the bathroom of my grandparents' house for like 8 hours with nothing but snack packs, those little pudding cups. And when I was like 17, 18, there was this game that came out called Hunter the Reckoning.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
No, you did not.
And
Oh my gosh, dude.
I will admit, as a 17, 18-year-old young man,
Oh my
there was
goodness.
a boss level in that game where you are in a church and
Yep.
you fight this guy, and right after a gigantic anthropomorphic teddy bear comes out,
The trauma.
and I instantly
Flashback.
Lost it.
I lost it. I couldn't do
Oh
it.
no.
'Cause it was the teddy bear from the little girl that dropped the teddy bear, right? And it was
Yeah,
the
it was
spirit that hit the teddy bear and came back. Type of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Oh
It was a
no.
Creepy ass teddy bear
The
too.
story of the
It was
game,
creepy as
when-
I
heck,
have
dude.
to play that game.
When I
Oh, it
first
sounds
started playing the
amazing.
game, it was really great. It's like an RPG over the top shooter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'll play as this guy. I'm the big, tough guy who uses a shotgun, and I'll
Mhm.
go and shoot this zombie and this zombie, and fight off all these zombies. And all of a sudden, the big teddy came out, and I was like, oh, oh no. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We know who turned into the actual teddy bear there.
And I went, nope.
Aw, that's so
And-
cute.
And I eventually beat the game. I did it. I got
Mhm.
through it. I faced my fear, literally and
Kudos.
metaphorically.
Good job. Good job.
But
Proud of
that,
you.
for me, is the scariest game because it is a legitimately scary game. Not only for the personal trauma, but that game itself is an actual scary game. And yeah,
You
that
said it was
is
called Hunter the Reckoning?
yes.
I think there's 3 of them in the
I'm gonna have to
series.
see about
Yes,
checking that
there-
out.
There's the Awakening, the Reckoning,
Yes,
and
I can look it up.
I thought it was Hunter.
Wayward.
Wayward, maybe.
A Redeemer.
Redeemer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hunter,
okay.
Hunter the Awakening, Hunter the Reckoning.
Thanks, Google.
Yep. And
So I have 2 of them. I know that, and I have one for the PS2, one for the Xbox. So,
I originally played it on the GameCube.
dude, that's the first time I had it too. I was on GameCube. That same one.
And I was like, oh, this looks like a really great game. And me being the tough
Great
kid
story
that I
base.
thought,
Good story.
I was like, oh yeah, this game looks great. And then like 20 minutes in, I was like, please.
I am super tempted to send you a teddy bear for your birthday now.
Please
Snuggles
don't.
teddy bear.
Oh, yes. Trinket.
Snuggles teddy bear.
Oh, I could send Trinket, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
After some editing.
So Glitchy, what was your horror game moment and horror game?
Oh god. Well, I think I don't really have one favorite horror games. I don't play a lot of horror games, but I have a top
Okay.
3, which I'm going to breeze through real quickly. Phasmophobia, obviously, like Darth said, is just super, super duper fun.
Mhm.
I will say for anyone who hasn't played it yet, the first 2 games that you play are actually kind of scary, and after that, it becomes more of a puzzle.
Oh yeah, I
And
got
it's just
scared shitless the first 2
oh
games
yeah,
I
yeah.
played. Thanks,
Oh yeah.
Oh
guys.
yeah, you definitely do.
Thanks,
And after
guys.
that, I've played The Forest, which I loved because it was so creative. You could do so many things with it.
Oh,
And the
Forest.
story blew my mind. And I'm not sure if this counts as horror, but to me it does. Doki Doki Literature Club, which for
That's
people who
horror
don't
game.
know it, yep, for people who
Mhm.
don't know it, it's not. Alright, well, it's not a cutesy game. That Doki Doki messed me up. It really messed me up. Like I had 2 days after I played
Oh.
it that I was just sitting there like,
I'm
what
not
is
okay.
my life?
Right.
Oh
What
no.
does it all mean?
I watched I watched it the gameplay by watching the Game Grumps, and oh my
Oh
gosh,
yeah,
it was so hysterical watching them like go from she's so hot, da 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 da. I would love to date her. All of a sudden they're like, oh gosh,
oh dear lord.
yeah,
Yep.
what happened?
So
I
no
wouldn't mind
spoilers
trying it.
because I know Darth is currently in the process of playing it.
Yes,
Yes.
And anyone who hasn't played it yet, I don't want to spoil anything because that's an experience. Doki Doki is an
Mm.
experience. I will say this right now to anyone who's listening who hasn't played it yet. It is not a fun game. Be prepared for a lot of dark shit. And
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
if
Yeah.
you're sensitive to triggers, be very aware and read up about it and what kind of triggers it has because it's not a fun game. It's a great game, but it's
It,
not a fun game.
it's a psychologically
Yeah.
messed up
It
game,
messes with
too.
you. It really messes with you.
I don't want to think about it anymore. I first the snuggle and now Doki Doki. Okay, lasagna. I do believe it's your turn, my friend.
So my thing is, when I first started doing streaming, I literally did horror games. That's all I did for a while. So I completed like Doom 3 was a great
Doom
horror
3
game.
was good. Doom
That
3
was
was
good.
good.
I went through the
I
Dead
haven't played them,
Space
but look great.
Dead Space series. I went
Oh,
through.
there's that essential Doom 3 joke. I'm playing Doom 3. For those of you who can't see, I'm covering my eyes because that game was legitimately so dark. Not
Very dark.
not literal, not only metaphorically, but literally.
Like
Yeah.
you can't
Like
see?
you can't see. It's
The
like,
game
oh
is
yeah, I'm playing Doom 3.
the game is a whoever created it made the entire atmosphere very very dark, in a sense you're
Mhm.
outside, and the shadow play is so dark you can't see where you're going half the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Works it though.
That's
It makes
crazy.
it more
Which
intense
makes it,
though.
I was gonna say, which makes it just so much scarier.
Oh
But
yeah.
but then you had for me I have a collection of probably over 30 horror games I've played through, and that's why I'm kind of gotten into this thing of, if someone wants to discuss about horror games, I'm the guy to talk about. I like horror movies, type of thing. So my favorite horror game series of all time, a horror game, was Dead Space, which
Oh yeah.
Barbarian is playing right now. I hope I don't spoil this for anybody, but
Hey out.
I started playing it I think my 6 months in of streaming, and one guy said, "Hey, you must play Dead Space with your headset on. Like, crank those bad
Oh
boys up."
yeah.
And I'm like,
I can't.
okay, I'll try it. Okay. So this is before I had sound alerts. I'm glad I didn't have sound alerts before this, because the entire freaking game, my butt is clenched. Like, I'm going, what is gonna happen? Because I'm sweating. My hands are sweating. My heart is pulsating in my throat, and I hear my pulse in my ear at all times, and all you hear is, don't turn around, don't look over here. The entire time, it's like the whispers in the game get into your head, and you're going, are they behind me? Are they in front of me? All of a sudden, bam! Someone hits you behind you, and you're going, who did that? And you turn around, there's nothing there, and then you go to the mirror, whispers in your ear from the mirror, and you turn around, the bathroom opens up, you're going, okay, so where's this person at? I hear her, I know where she's at. She said,
What was this again?
Dead Space, the first one.
And then the first Dead Space game literally won the scariest game ever made.
Yeah, it was because atmosphere dialogue, the enemies, the enemies were the biggest thing, because they would scream in your face, and oh my gosh, that scared the tar out of me.
I don't know if
I have to say, with Dead Space, I was so impressed by them, especially with the different direction that they took instead of headshots and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, they made it so that you have to go for the limbs.
Yeah.
Oh my
So,
gosh. That
if,
was so freaking interesting to me.
if anyone's ever seen me or lasagna or anybody else, I usually keep a death counter.
I don't.
Like how many? Oh my god, my mic just fell.
You
I'm
had
so
to make
sorry
that
about that.
you had to make that so that us mods can go ahead and keep that for you too.
Yes,
I can build that
yes.
pretty easily.
I
Yeah,
I
definitely.
I think I'm at right now. I'm at chapter 8 of 12, I believe, and I've died
Mhm.
over 200 times just
What?
because there's so many points in that game where if you take a wrong turn, you will just instantly die. Like you're dead. Like
Interesting. I'll say I've only died like 10 times in that game total.
no way.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And I had an insane difficulty, so I'm like, how are you dying 200 times?
Barbarian just goes into the same corner every time where he gets killed instantly.
Yeah,
and
he
it's
just
like,
he
have
just
I
he
ever
just
told
doesn't
you?
stasis the doors.
Have I ever
Well-
told you the definition of insanity?
Well, to be
Yeah.
to be fair, I'm one of those kinds of messed up people that I enjoy seeing
Sorry.
how many different ways in a game.
Views went up.
Uh,
Wait, what did you just say?
Views went up.
anyway,
I'm sorry, I feel toasty.
I was
Mhm.
I'm one of those people that I enjoy in a horror game seeing how many different ways that a
Mhm.
body can be manipulated and just torn apart. So, like, yes, I know that dying in a game.
So he
is
wants
a
to die
bad
in the
thing.
game. He wants to
He
die in the
wants
game.
to see it all. He wants to
I'm
see it
not
all.
opposed to just dying. So, like, every time that I could die, I'm like, okay, well, how will this enemy rip me apart?
How will the
love how
animation
we went-
look this time?
Yeah.
I wonder.
I love how we went from like, yeah, I like to see how bodies get decomposed and like everything gets torn apart, and we came from, oh yeah, cute anime girls.
Right.
Oh yeah,
That's like
in maid
completely different
outfits going like this.
Oh,
This is like-
teddy bears and
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
and that's the thing.
teddy
That's the thing is, I can categorize. I actually did a
Bon Jovi.
video. I did a video on my YouTube recently that was basically discussing there's certain types of horror games that are out there, like psychological,
Oh, yeah.
jump scare, atmospheric, all story based. And I'm trying to find new horror games. Like someone just told me to download Visage or something like that. And
Yes.
I looked
I
at
mean,
it.
honestly,
and I'm not sure if I wanna do
Resident
it.
Evil Village is really good too. The Biohazard and Village.
I did Biohazard for a little bit, and I'm actually bored. Like I'm
You
just,
got bored?
I went through 3/4 of the game, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It's so boring.
I think for me, the sweet spot of horror games, and we touched on it a second ago, is when things that are cute turn
Not so cute.
like they're not right.
Yeah,
Like
that's
children?
true.
Whenever something
I
has,
feel
yeah,
that.
like children, or like you see something like, oh, that's like, there's this game Poppy Playtime, which is just a blue doll
Mm-hmm.
with a smiley face,
Yep.
which is supposed to be cute, but that turns freaking creepy.
It
There
does.
was-
I've
there
been
was
wanting to
a-
play that one.
Oh
There
no,
was
I'm
a
not
lot
gonna
of
watch that
times.
stream.
There was a lot of times in, in Resident Evil Village that I thought that were better than Biohazard. I think Biohazard did the gore better.
Yeah.
I think that Village did the story a lot better.
Village is
I
story a lot
cr-
better, in my opinion.
I cried at the end of Village. Like,
To be fair, if we're talking about horror games that struck a new chord, we cannot skip a moment in this podcast this year without mentioning Little Nightmares.
oh yeah.
My god.
Haven't
Little
played it.
Nightmares
Haven't played it.
was
You're
okay.
so
I'm not gonna
right,
say anything
though.
about it, but it's so good. Like it's
It
horror,
is a
and
masterpiece.
it's not so
I-
much like scary horror. It's just very very unsettling.
The things
It
that
is
make
a
me the most
masterpiece in its
uncomfortable are what
its own
makes
way.
me horror for me.
Mhm.
The things that make you get in touch with reality are the things that, like, for me as a person, I'm afraid of anything that I can't punch.
You can't fight back.
Like Ghosts.
Yeah, I can't punch a ghost. Everything else is like
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees, Mike Myers. I can square up with them, and I know as me as a person, I'll be okay. But when it comes to ghosts, I can't suplex a ghost. I
Yeah.
can't.
You can't do anything to fight back. So to
Right.
speak. But that's an interesting point though. For lasagna, what would be something in a horror game that they could do that hits your sweet spot for horror?
For me,
Mm.
I'm gonna say the one thing is they got to do if I because I actually honestly wanted to start making horror games, like the plot of games.
Right.
Like even if it's not a horror game, just a good plot. Because the thing is people don't seem to understand that developers use their own fear and their childhood fears to make the games they are making.
Oh yeah.
Me,
I feel that.
I would ask the community going, Darth, what is your fear? Barbarian, what is your fear? Glitchy, what is your fear?
Oh,
And
jeez.
combine it all together and make into a one of a kind individually like evil presence. Because here's the thing is the other game I played back when I was little, that the game was the fear of the unknown. The game just played by sights, sounds, not an actual enemy, but just the noise of something could be stalking you the entire time. If a
Yep.
box rattled next to you and you don't know what it is, it says investigate. You don't want to investigate because you're going, it's too quiet. The music has stopped. I know someone died in here. There's a doll in the corner. She's about to come at me. I know she is. And you open the box, there's nothing in there. You close the box, and then she's sitting right next in front of you. The doll is.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my
The
god.
game won't kill you. It's the intensity of the game, of the environment, that will actually drive you, your
Well-
character, crazy, insane.
I think
Mhm.
there's an important note we have to make there, because if you at some point realize, okay, this game is not going to kill me, it loses its charm. It's I think you touched on it exactly
Yes.
perfectly. It's the inexplicable. It's the unknowing.
Mm,
Right.
Like I
That's
played
exactly what I was about to say.
Phasmophobia just had like a big update not too long ago, and I
Yeah.
was playing it right after, and I have never been more scared in Phasmophobia until I was standing there with my I don't know 100 hours, and I was sitting there like, I don't know what that sound is. And it turned out to be like this rocking chair in another room that was just going back and forth. But I
It's
had this
just
like
Darth.
sinking feeling.
Yeah,
Just,
probably it was just me.
Just Darth,
But
you know,
it's-
cleaning everything.
I guess
know when you just don't know. That's what freaks you out the most.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
the unknown.
I'm the same way with games. Like I told Darth earlier, the two scary games that you should definitely play is, I don't know if like you've played them, Call of Cthulhu
Oh yeah, I've seen people play it. I haven't played it myself.
and Amnesia.
Oof,
Amnesia,
classic.
The big thing about those games is you can die,
Yeah.
but the biggest thing is, at least for me, what scares me the most is you cannot defend yourself.
Yeah, you
Exactly.
just gotta run.
Outlast too. Outlast was a great game series.
Outlast is terrifying. I
yeah.
can't play Outlast. I tried.
I can't. Nah, same.
I've
I-
been wanting to try that as
Go ahead.
well.
You'll be streaming the
Good
entire
luck.
time.
I don't think
like,
I'll be
you'll
able
be-
to
you'll be-
get through it.
you'll be
I
done in
will
30
have to
minutes.
switch to Doki Doki or something else.
You will stream Outlast for one day and you'll be like, well, I am done streaming for about a month. I need to recover.
It's one of those games. It's just like it's different. Like in Resident Evil, things can jump out at you, and even with the setting and with the story, it's so great. But even then, I can just pull out a shotgun and shoot that zombie in front of me, and then that scary moment is
I
over.
think Darth is muted.
I'm sorry. I was
It's okay.
But with games like Call of Cthulhu, Amnesia, Outlast, it's just like you have to run. You
Yeah.
have to find a place to hide.
So the things that kind of
Oh,
scare you is the things that you cannot do anything about, like that shadow moving behind your camera every now and then. You've never noticed it, but every now and then it moves back and forth. No, not you, Lasagna. I mean
Oh my
Barbarian.
No, don't even.
like, No.
Jedi-
But I mean, like,
Jedi got with me with that earlier today.
Jedi-
We were watching this scary YouTube series. They're called Gemini Entertainment. If you ever want to get like actually scared out of your mind, go and check them out. But there was this thing where it's like, hey, if you hear this, it's an auditory hallucination and don't follow it. And after it happened, like obviously for me, what happened on the screen, it was quote unquote skinwalker saying, hey, they're screaming, help me, please help me. And Jenna just looked at me and went, did you hear that? And I went, did you not? Oh, what? Oh no.
oh no.
And I literally almost shit my pants.
Well, that's the thing is about the environment and everything in horror games. The thing is like even in horror movies, I've been watching this guy James Wan, who started the Conjuring series of the on Hollywood. And the thing is with him though is he has done basically what Phasmophobia is doing right now. Which basically it's the unknown, the fear of what could happen. And James Wan started out with Saw. Of all things, you're like this movie sucked. First off, in my own opinion, but then
The first one was good.
he started then into the Conjuring films, and the thing is, he created the environment that a lot of horror games had already started creating, and he just amplified it by 100 times. Where it's like
the gore, everything.
I mean, you see the door open, you're going, oh, it's behind. It goes behind the door, behind the door. All of a sudden, you turn around, you're like, oh, this guy's behind her. Nope. And then it's like 3 or 4 jump scares that should happen, and they don't. And then all of a sudden, 2 seconds, boom, it's in your face. You're going, okay, I'm done. Like, put on pause, get a cup of tea, sit for a minute, go to work, come back, finish the movie.
I remember the most
Oh my
freaked
gosh.
out I ever was because of horror is when this was like a couple of weeks ago. I was playing Phasmophobia, and everyone knows like if you play Phasmophobia, if you have too many lights on in the game, like some of the lights start flickering, or it's like just like a ghost can do that. I was playing the game room started flickering. I was freaking the freak out. Like I could not handle. Like I was like, right, nope, I'm going
Mhm.
outside. I'm just gonna not be in my room for a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I've had
there's been
weirdness do it during Phasmo as well.
Oh
Like
yeah.
lights falling over and oh my
Oof.
gosh.
see
It's crazy.
most of the time when I get scared, Jetta knows that I'm scared, and she just likes to scare me more.
Oh yeah.
But that's
That's the
kind of
fun part of
comforting,
being in
right?
a
That's kind of
relationship.
comforting.
So if we send her the Snuggle Bear, we'll make sure we send this to her, and then
Oh, please.
Oh yeah.
Like we'll send it to her, she'll receive it, and she'll just
I-
like put it
And
on the
she'll
bed
just
and just
throw it
not
at
say
you.
anything.
Like
I
during one
swear
of
to
your
God,
streams.
if you guys send Jetta a snuggle bear without me
You won't
knowing,
know about it. You
and I
won't know
wake
about it.
up with a teddy bear on my
In your face.
chest, I
Jetta,
will
message me.
murder. I will. You hear that, Dave? They said to message them and set this up and record it.
That's horrible.
We'll see. We'll see.
Anyway,
yeah.
one of the if we're just talking about this like straight up horror, another
Mhm.
thing that scares me more than anything is relatable things like things that not only get you feeling things for the main character who's trying to survive,
Oh yeah.
but the
Right.
things that get you in touch with the quote unquote killer. Like the things that put you in touch with why this person might or might not be killing things by their own volition.
Right.
Because then you have to stop and think, would I have the capability? Could I do those things? Why? Like it makes you think. Like one of my favorite films, horror films of all time, Children of the Corn. You really throughout that movie, it's one of those movies that you might have to watch like 1 or 2 more times to like fully understand it.
Mhm.
Like if you lived your entire life knowing that one thing is not okay and then something disrupts that, what would you do to protect normality?
Right.
Like, and then on top of that, there's other movies that get so psychologically messed up in so many different ways. One of my favorite, it's not really necessarily a horror movie, but I think this leads into our next topic, right, Lasagna? Or just movies in general.
We might actually do that in the next podcast. It's almost been time for this one, so.
Okay, well, I'll save that for the next one, but I will talk about this one real quick.
Okay.
One of my all-time favorite movie, number one, no matter what, will always be this movie called Natural Born Killers.
Oh yes.
I think I've heard of that one before.
I think you told
And
me about this one.
it's a Quentin Tarantino inspired esque movie, but it's just about this. In reality, it's about this couple who goes on a cross country killing spree and gets so much clout from doing it because they people at the time were just so obsessed with murderers, which is not necessarily different from today because people are always obsessed with like the Jeffrey Dahmer killings or like this, that, and the
Oh,
other thing.
yeah.
But like these were real people, live people who did those things and were just publicly broadcasting it and not hiding anything. And it just was so weird how the killers just seemed like normal, everyday people that just kind of snapped.
Right.
Yeah.
It was relatable,
Sorry.
sort of.
Yeah, and it makes you in a weird way relatable, and it makes you relate to the people who were doing all the bad things.
I mean, kind of like in Rob Zombie's version of Halloween, where basically you got a chance to see like their version of who actually Michael Myers was in a sense, and
Yeah,
why he
like,
became who he was.
Exactly. So like, it's those movies where like you watch it and go, "Yeah, I'm glad that those murderers got away." And then you have to stop and think and wait, whoa, did I just agree?
It's like the killers that bring out sort of the killer inside of us that you're
Right.
like, okay, I can kind of see where they're coming from. Oh,
There's a movie. There's a movie idea.
You
There's a
see
movie
the
idea.
humanity behind the killer.
Yeah.
But like, it makes you stop and think. Like, whoa, wait a second. Did I just agree with the people who just went on a cross-country killing spree and killed hundreds of people?
I think the baseline of whether it's our favorite horror game or favorite horror movie, I think we can all agree. The worst horror experience is anything that happens outside my window. That shit's scary, yo. The outside world.
That is true. And with that, we're gonna end this podcast.
All right.
So I appreciate everybody who jumped in. Again, you can look out God Glitch You Down, Barbarian Relic, and that Darth. I'll post them their links in the description, and then I will see you guys next time. And we will be doing more of these podcasts if you guys would like some more. And then make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and have fun, guys. Have a little laugh in life, and keep rock and rolling. Whoops. You can't do that, okay? So don't shoot. Whoops. That was a no-no.